everyone, it's Finn. Today is Saturday the 16th of November 2013 and I'm 7 months on testosterone. I'm actually 7 months and 6 days because I'm running a little late. I've had a awful virus, in fact I've still got it at the moment, so I'm a bit healthy stuff. Not good considering top surgery is like a week away. But anyway, I didn't do a monthly catch-up last month because I did the comparison, so I thought I'd do a catch-up this month and just talk about changes that I've noticed this month. The main thing is just hair still, really. It's just mental how much hair is growing. I've just had another jab like 2 weeks ago, and I know some people kind of say, well, surely straight after a jab it's not going to make that much of an effect, but it does with me. I seem to be very, very sensitive to the effects of testosterone because as soon as I have a jab, things can suddenly have like a sprout. They really do. It's not my imagination. What I'm noticing with my hair is it doesn't look right. It really doesn't. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but the way the hair grows, I think it's going to take a while for it to settle in and look normal because it's just long. It's bizarrely long and just kind of like mental. It doesn't seem to have settled into its own like pattern and normality yet. If you look on the hairs on my back, I'm not going to show you right now, it doesn't come up on camera anyway, but they're just like long and everywhere. Yeah, so I think, you know, the hair is still continuing to kind of find its own pattern, and eventually over time it will settle down, or maybe it's just going to be really long and I'm just going to be like swinging hair werewolf man, I don't know. But there you go. Epic news this month in that I'm actually getting a happy trail. Rather than that pathetic like couple of hairs on my belly button, it is actually happening. No, it's not going to show up on camera. But it's really dark. It actually looks like my belly button has thrown up dark hair. It's quite mental the way it's just kind of coming out my belly button. But it started just kind of like going up very dark, but now it's kind of going outwards as well. And the other part up here, up to my chest, is starting to come in as well. So I'm really chuffed about that. I really want a hairy belly, so it's the only area that's not really affected right now, so yay. Up here I'm getting a few more dark hairs coming as well. It's been quite downy, but they are coming in darker. My hairline is definitely changed, it's definitely gone further back than it was, it's reclining. And my facial hair is really weird, I'm growing more this side than that side. What's that all about? I don't know. But it's coming in a lot more. It's right up to my cheeks now and up here. I did start growing it for Movember, no shave November, but it's so itchy at the moment and my skin is breaking out and it just looks all patchy. So what I've done is I've bought a beard trimmer, a really decent one, so I'm just trimming it down to kind of like, I think it's the number 2 on there, just so I've got, again it's probably not going to show on camera because it never does, I've got some stubble, but it doesn't look kind of quite scruffy, because where it's like patchy, where it was growing I just looked like, I don't know, Wurzel Gummidge, it was just ridiculous, but I want to keep some of it, so I've been using this beard trimmer. So yeah, werewolf, absolutely, definitely, is still the main thing that goes on a month-to-month basis, which I love, got to be said. The voice, it's still breaking. Being at drama therapy and kind of using my voice, I think I spoke about this in my last video, how I'm still quite anxious about my voice. I think at this level it's fine, I love how it sounds, that's not a problem. It's just if I come out of this range, if I kind of try and shout or I get excited, it just cuts out and squeaks, and sometimes I worry that it's going to be stuck like that. But I can actually reach more ranges than I could, so it must be coming, and it does take a while for it to settle anyway, I know that. And after a shot, my voice does get quite kind of like sore and hoarse anyway. But yeah, it's a work in progress. Skin, again, as I've mentioned before, just before a shot and just after a shot, I break out really badly, and it's not like little spots, they're proper boils, it's horrible. So I seem to be affected by the hormone fluctuation rather than the testosterone, because after a few weeks, after a shot, it settles back down again and it's fine for the rest of the time. the rest of the 3 months until my next shot, so I can put up with that, I suppose. Actually having my injection this time, I didn't even really notice it, to be honest. Mind you, I've been too ill with this virus, and maybe I just didn't notice. I don't know. What else have we got here? Something I noticed about my skin. Well, actually, Nat noticed it. She mentioned it in my last video. We were watching it, and she's like, "You're a whole different colour. What's that all about?" And I said this before. If you look at my earlier videos and now, Nat's right, I look really pale and really ill. But I didn't feel really ill, and in fact I had a suntan. But the skin tone is so different, pre-T than it is now. It's, I don't know, there's like a soft colour to the skin, whereas now it's the rugged look. I don't know, it's just a different skin tone. Go back and have a look at my comparison video. Nat is so right. It's just pale pre-T, and now post-T it's just completely different. And it's so much thicker as well, my skin. Sex drive, it's still there. It's at a level. I do seem to peak after my shot, a couple of weeks after my shot, which hasn't happened yet. And then it kind of just levels off, and it's healthy and ticking along nicely, which is really good. Still no sign of menstruation. It's completely stopped for me, and I'm really, really happy about that. Really, really happy about that. Downstairs growth. Yep. It's, how do we put this? It's getting longer, and it's not showing it's happy now. It's quite a, yeah. Moving on. Emotional changes. Again, loads more stability. I'm just doing drama therapy. It's really showing me just how much my anxiety levels are different. Yes, I get nervous, but it's not the gut-wrenching, rocking, oh my god, I can't cope, I'm going to explode, I'm going to die anxiety. It's so much more normal. Okay, at the moment, my anxiety is quite high, but I've got surgery coming up, and that's to be expected. But on the whole, my general well-being and my stability, and it's just, I spoke to, had some friends visit a little while ago, it's family friends of Nat's, and they were commenting on just the difference in me, in how laid back I am and how quiet I am. Not quiet in a bad way, but I was always kind of on the go and kind of, well, you watch my earlier videos and I'm all kind of like hands waving and whatever and very hyper. And although I still get like that, it's on a much more kind of even keel, and I'm just so much more chilled and laid back about things in general, which is really lovely, because I'm a control freak and I'm trying to work on that. And actually, since taking T, I am much more able to be a bit more laid back. Okay, with surgery coming up, it's not actually working as well. I am still actually freaking out and being a bit of a control freak. But on the whole, I am much more balanced and laid back. What else have we got here? Mental changes. Again, this is something I've been speaking to people about how it really is affecting mine and Nat's communication, like we said in our last video together. Just the way I think about things, and I don't know, I often feel like I've been transported into a whole new body and I've got no idea how it works or how it's going to react in terms of thinking and planning, and you just have to get to know yourself all over again. Well, that's been my experience anyway. I've just started studying, and I'm not actually doing any essays yet, but I'm really keen to see what happens when it comes to me writing an essay, and just how different that's going to be. It's not till the new year now, because I banked some scores, so I don't have to worry about handing anything in until almost February. But yeah, that's going to really show me just how different my thinking actually is. So I look forward to that. What else we got? Physical changes. Again, the muscle growth is so much easier on testosterone. I've always been pretty muscular built anyway, but with T in my body, the shapes my muscles are taking are definitely a more male shape. My body is starting to redistribute the fat. I keep measuring myself, and the measurements don't show much change, but you can see it in the way my clothes sit on me, and I can feel it in the way my clothes sit on me. The butt of most of my jeans is really baggy now. I'm definitely losing my butt. And I just seem kind of like more straight. There's not so much of a waist definition. I am trying to look more at my chest area now that it's only like a week away before I have top surgery, just to see how much that's changed, because I think I've got pecs, but it's really hard to tell. So it'd be great to see after top surgery. I think I'm really going to notice my body changes more after top surgery, because I kind of have a blur. As much as I try and look in the mirror and see this part of my body, I just can't quite see it. So after top surgery, I think I'll really notice my body change. Probably I've noticed my stomach, because that's what everyone says. What else have we got here? Yeah, body changes, fat redistribution. Dysphoria feelings, well, I am read consistently as male now. I can't remember the last time someone called me she. Occasionally people that knew me pre-T, pre-transition, do accidentally call me she, but that's more habit. But people that don't know me, they look at me, no question, man, and that's wonderful. Makes such a difference in terms of going out and staying out, because most of the time I go to town, get called she, and come home again and give up. And it's lovely now to be called sir and he, or young man, because sometimes people think I'm younger than my years, so I get the odd young man every now and again, and I want to go, have you seen the grey hair? Yeah, it's lovely. As I said in my last vid, I'm trying to face the dysphoria around my chest, and just, rather than spend the next kind of week vomiting at my chest like I normally do, try and like hold that area with love, loving kindness. You know, the acceptance of that part of my body, because it's still me, you know, even if it's grown in a way that isn't congruent to how I feel, it's still me. So yeah, and now I think once again after top surgery, that'll really highlight any other dysphoria I have, because people have always said this, that when they get top surgery, then their kind of focus shifts. At the moment, my lower dysphoria is really non-existent. I have a healthy sex life now, healthy sex drive. Everything works down there. I like the way it looks. So I've got no inkling for surgery whatsoever, really. But it'll be how having top surgery affects all that. So I'll keep you informed with that. And I think that's really it for this month, really. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The biggest excitement is my belly button hair. Loving it. Just feeling more and more me with every passing day. It's amazing. I often say that, you know, this is an amazing journey, and I can make it sound like it's all flowers and roses. It isn't. But all the stuff that's difficult is made easier because of the rewards. You know, at the moment I feel dreadful, actually. I'm full of virus. I'm trying so hard not to freak out about top surgery. Not that I'm worried about the pain, or not that I don't want it, it's just the vulnerability, the lack of control, and all of that, all of these things I have as my main issues, perfectionism, control, are being really triggered by top surgery. So I'm actually not in the best head state right now, and I'm really trying to just accept that that's the way it is and just deal with it. But anytime anything difficult like this comes up, I can just flip it and go and look in the mirror and see the man that is emerging, and it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing to feel it happening in my body and seeing it mirrored back to me by other people. You know, I said to Nat yesterday, I was having a really I feel female day. I still get them every now and again. And I looked at her and I said, you know, I've just had one of those days where I really feel female. And she looked at me and she goes, "You're really not." And that's just lovely. I just, you know, to see that in her eyes, that there's just no doubt, you know. It's wonderful. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my 7th month update. I am off for my pre-op assessment on Monday, and then I'm staying in Eastbourne with my mum. Hi mum. So I will update how it all went with Yelland on when I get back, probably Wednesday. And yes, I will do this dance that I've promised as well. I'll leave it there. Hope everyone's well. Take care of yourselves. See you next week. Bye bye.